Flame on. How are we doing tonight? I'm here with my very special guest and welcome member of the channel, Taladia Plays. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Hello, everybody. This is a 170 subscriber special. Of course, I gotta
Now,
celebrate it.
we do, we do. Now, I just want to say, I just want to give everyone a shout out for supporting me this far since my return to YouTube. I really appreciate all of it, and I'm just truly blessed and grateful to everyone here, everyone who's been on the show, everyone who supported me the past year. It's been an honor and a privilege. It really has. But before we begin, man, I just want to. How you doing, man? I know it's been a while since you've been on the show, man. So
It's been a while. I know what I can say is Spider-Man's been a crazy game. All I can say is it's been a crazy Spider-Man. I've spent 17 hours playing the game, by the way, so far.
17
Seven
hours.
playtime from
Oof.
from installing the game. That's
Some
including side missions, main missions, collectibles, doing everything.
man, you're going for the full 100%, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to 100% it. I'm trying to get all the trophies, but some of them is really, really difficult, so I might need help with that.
Would you say it's Arkhamverse difficult getting these trophies?
Is it's Arkham Knight level.
Ooh, that I remember those challenges. Oof, those were the days, man.
It's Arkham Knight level when you in terms of trophies.
That's not gonna. Oof, I remember those days. But since you brought it up, we're gonna start this first segment talking about Spider-Man 2 and the
Yes.
recent rumors that have come out. Now, I might do a separate video going into detail, but allegedly, Miles Morales is going to be the mainstay, or at least they're trying to boost it as Miles Morales taking the mainstay, while Peter takes a back seat trying to boost his relationship with MJ. Now, this could be a brand thing. This could be a publicity stunt. I don't know. I usually take these things with a grain of salt.
Can I
But
be
based on
honest with
what,
you on that?
go ahead, go ahead.
This Peter isn't gonna be in the background of things, guys. You guys gotta understand, they're not gonna put Peter in the background. They know they got Marvel Spider-Man 3 coming out, and they're already setting up a big thing for that. They have to set up a big thing for that. I don't know what they're setting up for the third game because I haven't got that far into Marvel Spider-Man 2 yet. But I do know one thing. Brian Interhart did say that, we've got to set up a big thing for the third game. It's going to be the end game type of level. So if you've seen Avengers Endgame, you know exactly what I mean by that.
Yes, and I am not going to spoil that film.
Yeah, what's up, Najee? Yeah, but I just think the whole Miles being the main Spider-Man, that doesn't bother me. But people think
No.
that they're gonna retire Peter. Hey, what's up, movie theater king? They
Hey, what's up, buddy?
they aren't gonna retire Peter. If they're gonna retire Peter, it'd be on a grander stage.
It would be. I mean, we would get like a Sinister Six situation, full Ultimate Universe. It would be the whole shebang, if we're being completely honest.
It'd be on a grander stage, and like I said,
This is
things.
this is going to be closed panel today, Najee. But I appreciate the shout out, and I also want to say, moving forward, they're building back the Ultimates line, including an older Peter Parker with kids. Maybe it's kind of damage control from the Zeb Wells run, but but goodwill will only get you so far.
I just think what they might focus on is, yeah, I think Marvel Spider-Man 3 will be the last game in the trilogy
Go big or go
because
home.
because they are doing Wolverine, right? And
Right.
we do know there are other heroes in the universe that are connecting to Marvel Spider-Man. So you got Wolverine in the same universe, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, X-Men. So
Yep. There's going to be a huge surge of content.
there is a loads of possibility that Insomniac could make dozens and dozens and dozens of games that aren't Spider-Man related to make them top tier. I could see that happening.
I can see it too. I can definitely see it. But in my experience, at least from what I've seen, I feel like this is going to be more like a DLC situation to where I get with the recent Spider-Verse films, they want to get Miles Morales off the ground, but you're not going to be more popular than the OG from a brand standpoint, from an IP standpoint. At least in my opinion, Miles Morales is better off rebranding into his own identity. But it's hard. But the last time that Marvel has tried to do that, we had the whole Miles Morales what if and that whole controversy, and it was just not a good look for everyone involved. It just wasn't a good look.
Yeah, I think for brand synergy, they need to do a big thing, right? For both Peter and
Right.
Miles. If they don't synergize it with the movies, it's kind of you got a problem there.
I
Look at
agree.
look at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are in a sticky situation because they don't know what character to put out. That's why they've gone back to the older games, like the Batman Arkham games. And
When all else fails.
when all else fails, they go back to the Batman Arkham games and repackage them, put them on the Switch, and basically expecting people to be like, "Oh yeah, so we could play Batman Arkham games." And what has been the latest Batman synergy for that? The Batman, Matt Reeves' The Batman film, and before that, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Just saying,
That's true.
brand brand synergy. So that's what they're going
And-
back.
but I'll probably go into further detail on that in a separate video. But let's start this with good times in our top 10. Now, Taladia, you and I, all the Comics League brand, we've had some good moments on all our channels. If you could name a solid 10, what would be your top 10 favorite moments from when we started working together? It could be from Blazing Shonen, it could be from CLD, just anything you want to bring up.
When you made Jared's face drop.
That's a good one.
Sorry, Jared, but that moment there, sorry, Jared, if you're watching this later, I'm sorry. It's just that moment in Comics League history, see your face drop, go like,
I think he saved it in one of his intro. Like he had the frown. I was like, we got him, and we just died laughing.
or the time when he walked off. You remember the time when he walked off in our
Oh,
recording?
that's a good one too.
When he walked off, that was a good one too.
GCU, Miles' new name, Red Lines. It's a working title.
It's a working title, yeah. But like for me, like I said, the time when he walked off, that moment there, change Comics League intro for history in Comics League ever.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll start my number 10 next. My number 10 has to be when you had to review or say something positive about Gotham Knights, the TV show, on that April Fool's stream.
And then rip another new a-hole.
I wouldn't have done it, me personally. But hey, if you guys can get me to 175, 180 before the end of the year, I might actually do my own review, get a taste of my own medicine. Who knows? But But yeah, that was a good moment. Like you were you were cringing in agony for like 3 minutes straight. I'm surprised you made it, man, for real.
I did it. I did it though, innit, for April's Fools. And
Uh,
I already know Jared's April Fool's next one.
can we get a guess or a little sneak peek, or you're saving the surprise?
I'm saving that till April Fool's Day.
That's fair. That's fair. But okay, my number 9. My number 9 would have to be. Ooh, this is a hard one. Ooh, my number 9 would have to be when we. What was that one collab we did? You know what?
Was it with Nick Lenz?
No, not that one. That's further up. But oh, I remember when you guys made me try to review. When you guys punked me into reviewing Marvel for April Fools. Low blow, guys. Low blow.
That was worth it. That was worth it.
Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. Gwen Stacy is Spider-Gwen, but I believe I would just stick to calling Miles by his name. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Yeah, fair enough. But your next top 10, Taladia? Excuse me.
It would have to be the time when I flattened into a pancake on Marvel Spider-Man 2 live on stream.
I saw that.
And now it's becoming a running joke. It's becoming a running joke of the Comics League crew guys. That even Nick has been posting stuff saying, you know, even a rat knows Taladi's favorite food, pancake. And I'm just like, Nick.
Well, it's not like you made a splat, so.
I didn't make a splat. I just hit the wall. That's it. And I was still able to swing.
What's up, Tevia? And thanks
Who mentioned Super Sons?
I didn't, but I did do a Super Sun retrospective yesterday, so please check out that when you get a chance. Our day's going good, man. How about yours? But nothing really. All right. But okay, my next one. Now these next few are going to be in no particular order. When Sammy from Sammy or Snyder Queen came onto the show, that was a pretty good highlight. That one joke Master Sergeant made last year that actually was a top 10 Comics League moment during New Year's. You had to be there for that stream.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Getting to collab with the late Mikey Sutton, that was a privilege. And again, my deepest condolences to his family, and to see whether or not his work continues. Also, the Jason David Frank memorial stream we did, that was a highlight. And let's see. Okay,
I haven't given mine. You're just taking.
I've been speed rolling. All right, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. I'll be quiet for a while. Go ahead.
So my next one obviously is the Mikey Sutton interview. We're having you there. It was great to have Mikey there because just to talk about, you know, the Mikey verse, you know, Dreamwalker, Kate Valdez. It was great to know the backstory and everything, and you asked great questions. So that I'll never forget. And I'd also remember like another good moment I would have to say from your channel and my channel and everything is the time when we reacted to SnyderCon. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that one of my highest rated videos. If only, I didn't upgrade my StreamYard at the time, but if I did, I would have. Man, that was a good time.
Man, that was such a good time. SnyderCon 2023, I believe. Was it 23?
2023.
Yeah,
And when I don't know if this was Zack Snyder specifically, but I believe one of the one of the con guests, they pretty much just roasted Jeff Johns and just dropped the mic as he stormed off.
yeah, he did that.
Oh man! And speaking of I believe I don't know if this is due to synergy or anything in continuity, but Zack Snyder has responded to allegations of Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon being connected. So will we see like a reference or an Easter egg there?
It's connected. Shared
Oh,
universe. Shared
okay.
universe.
Oh, breaking news. Okay, let me change the banner. It's the only I can find. I got so many of these. But just go and even from the trailers alone, I never thought I'd say this, but doesn't Rebel Moon look more Star Wars than Star Wars as of late?
Yes,
Like I hate to be that guy, but it's kind of true.
it's true.
But your next few, Chaladia, before we move on, I'm not gonna interrupt you anymore.
So the next one has to be, I would have to say, the time when you and I and Jared were, was it you? No, it was me and Jared watching Superman, My Adventure with Superman, and what comes up? The Council of Loser Lanes.
Oh man, if only I could have been on panel when Jared had to cover that episode.
Oh, but the aftermath affected him, and you saw his reaction. It was
Oh, okay. Okay, quick disclosure. Quick disclosure. But basically, not only is Jared not the biggest Lois Lane fan, he's actually I believe you and him on your Super Wonder podcast are going to cover New 52 Evil
we are
Lois or
covering. No, we
okay,
are
you are
covering.
covering that. Okay, I just want to confirm that. But needless to say, I couldn't tell if it was cringe or just pure catharsis on Jared's part, but he loathed that episode.
Oh, he did. He did it. It was like it said everything about Lois Lane, and I couldn't agree with him anymore because it it was like too much Lois, not much Superman. I'm just like, oh God, here we go.
But I get it. It's supposed to be like this was originally greenlit for like a full season financially, but it was cut down to two. And
Yeah,
the creators were just making the best out of a bad situation. So I'm not going to fault them for that. But I remember when this was going on, people like compared Lois to the version of Amber from the Invincible TV show. And one's a high schooler and the other's post-adolescent who just is procuring her journalist internship. You're comparing us how a 17-year-old will react to a superpowered relationship to how a 20 to 21-year-old military brat will react to it. I'm not saying it's much better. They both have, but one's more. What's the word I'm looking for? One's acting their age. That's for lack of a better term, and the other is just being petty. And even in
that
other Superman adaptations, Lois has done something relatively similar. She didn't threaten to endanger herself in it. Well, even the Chris Reeves films. But Clark didn't outright expose himself trying to save her, is what I'm trying to say. Clark handled the situation a little differently. But that's another topic for a different stream. Again, we do not have any official information on how they're connected, Tevia. We just got confirmed that they're connected.
yeah, we don't know how they're connected. We just know that they are connected. Anyway, back to our list. Um, I think the next one on the list is, I would have to say, the time the time when you came onto the panel and you know you when we brought up Granny Pants Marvel Lover. You remember that?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, we throw pod shots at each other. It's good fun. So,
You
yeah, you really think I'm
gr-
going to cringe at that?
it was like Granny Pants.
The shock's worn off, Taladia, but I appreciate you. But I'm glad you're having a good laugh with it.
I know it's worn off, but I'm just saying it's hilarious. When that first popped up, You couldn't believe that me and Jared came up with that.
I know that you did.
Wait, you did?
I had a feeling.
I mean, we did make one for Nick, which was
Oh, that's. Oh, I'm gonna let you finish, but that's my next moment. But go ahead, Go ahead, Taladia. Go ahead.
But I remember, but on your channel though, I do remember one time. The one time we made you cringe. I can't remember what it was, but I do know we made you cringe at one time, and you walked off. Do you remember what it was? Because I can't remember which one, but I do know you did walk off.
Nothing really. Huh. I honestly can't recall.
I don't know what it was.
Unfortunately.
It was something that make you crack, or Jared made you say something to make you break or something like that, and you walked off.
I honestly don't remember. But if it comes back to me, if it comes back to either of us, please feel free to share it.
Yeah. So next on yours, top 3.
Okay, next up mine. Oh, go ahead, Taladia.
So this will be your top 3 now.
Oh, my top 3 is definitely the Nightwing and Batgirl intro Jared made for Nick. That one, complete with Captain Marvel over his logo. I'm like, okay, that's just cold.
That was called.
Don't go after the man's brand like that. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but uh, but yeah, that's definitely my number 3. My number 2 would have to be. Hold on. Should I play it? Should I play my number 2? My number 2 moment.
Don't you dare.
What? I'm not okay. All right. Super.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbot.
Great timing, Mika Shades. Good to see you, man. Glad to see you showed up. Hey, that's my number 2 moment. Fair game.
Nah. I mean, I thought it would have been "May the Force be with you." What the fuck?
That's my number 1. That is my number 1. And the reason it's my number 1 is the look on Jared's face after I said it. God, I didn't take the time to have it clipped before I started the stream. But man, if you go back to that video, I believe it was one of the episodes of Mandalorian, season 3, episode 2, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But if you go back to that video, the look on Jared's face. Oh man.
I mean, when I saw that, I was just like, his face just said it all. Sorry, Jared, but it's just your face that gives it away.
Oh man.
But anyway,
hey, WFix is funny at the very least, man. So,
well, not for me, not anymore.
fair enough.
But my number 2 pick has to be said is when we got Comics Explained in my chat.
Oh, that was definitely a feat.
That's my number 2 pick. In the whole of Comics League, I would never thought Comics Explained comes to my page, checks out my page, and I'm able to get him hooked up with Jared.
I mean, not even that. The fact that, not even that. It's the fact that he actually responded to your channel and agreed to do it, like in real time in the chat. Like that's a feat in of itself, man. So definitely kudos.
Yeah, it was when I had to do because I reached 1,000 subscribers. I had to do a stream pro Super Wonder. Why Super Wonder works, and that was my I believe my third highest Super Wonder comic series coverage with 330 views. But guess what? My number one is
What?
the time when Nick went berserk over Armored Core 6.
Oh,
That was the
oh,
Game Awards last year.
oh! I remember that. I remember that. Oh,
I remember Nick going crazy over it. I remember that.
but man, that even this year's Game Award, he was pretty hyped about it. There were a lot of good titles.
You mean
So
last year?
last year, excuse me, last year's Game Award, there were some pretty good titles as well.
hmm
I'm more surprised we're getting an Arkham remaster than anything, believe it or not.
Well, the reason why we're getting an Arkham remaster is to boost up the Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. That's the straightforward
Oh, that
answer.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's a given. But we're
I'm
getting
not.
but we are getting the Batman skin for all platforms.
I thought that was just a rumor. Wait, that's real. Oh,
Yep,
man, color me surprised.
that is happening. We are getting the Batman, aka Robert Pattinson skin in Batman Arkham Knight.
Nice, nice.
That was the big update that we thought originally was a leak to something else. But it was actually an update for one more skin. So that's cool. I wish they added Zack Snyder's Justice League tactical suit in the
Wait,
game,
didn't they
but
do a skin for that in Injustice 2?
in Injustice 2, yeah, but they never did it for Batman Arkham Knight. Crazy, right?
Crazy. But anything else you would like to add to live before we move on to our next section?
Uh, just gotta say, Super Wonder for life.
To each their own. I'm not really a big fan of shipping anyway. I just do it for the content. But okay, our next segment is, well,
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Insomniac Spider-Man 2. From what you've actually, now I'm not going to spoil the game in its entirety, but
Yeah.
from your playthrough, what have you enjoyed the game? Have you got any nitpicks about the game, the gameplay, the story?
It's wasted potential that Rocksteady never made any follow-ups to the ending
The
Arkham Knight,
WTF ending.
the WTF ending to Arkham Knight to explain it while Kevin Conroy was stuff. Yeah, that was a crazy thing, but I'm sure they'll explain it in Suicide Squad in a couple of months, a few months time.
Oh,
in some-
go ahead.
But I'm sure we'll get some explanation anyway. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, back to Spider-Man 2. From the 17 hours I played, I've already got the black suit acquired.
Nice.
I can say the swinging is great in the game.
Okay, good mechanics.
The swinging is great. The gameplay, the combat mechanic is different to the first two games, in a big way.
Really? How so?
The HUD. So instead of you having a wheel to use your gadgets, it's the right trigger with the square, triangle, or X. So square, triangle, X, circle button for the gadgets, and then for the left trigger, it's your ability, so you can use mechanical arm, your what's it called, spider arms, or the venom powers for Miles with the left trigger with the face buttons. So X square, triangle, circle, and the same thing can be said for when Peter uses the black suit. It's the same thing.
I agree. But interesting. So, have you actually gotten to Venom yet? I think that's one of the biggest questions
No.
on here.
I haven't got to Venom yet. I haven't got to the part of Venom yet. I still gotta go see Harry. I have to go see Harry. That's my next mission.
Okay. Oh, interesting. But the Movie Theater King says they gave the same reason they do not make a Wonder Woman TV show. How do you make it? Well, it depends on which style you're talking about. Are you going like strictly campy, or are you going mystical adventure? Like, there's a specific style to it.
They're not gonna make a Wonder Woman thing. And Tevya, if you want a Superman game, it's not gonna be done by Rocksteady. It's gonna be done by WB Games Montreal. I'll tell you that right now. And that's coming from people, that I know. I've been speaking to people, and they've been saying the same thing. WB Montreal have got one other project in production. So no, I went past Pika to answer your question. You can highlight P. I went past where Peter went to where he was in a tuxedo and everything. I went past that stage. So I went
So
past that.
you already passed Craven the Hunter. Okay.
I'm past Craven the Hunter. Craven the Hunter's party. That's the best way to put it. So that's the part I'm past.
I know that I heard that a few villains were actually killed off in game. I know Scorpion.
Oh, yeah.
Scorpion was going to be one, but
Yeah, Scorpion is one. I can tell you one thing without. I don't know if any of you guys are going to play the game. Without spoiling it for you, all I can say is, yes, the Sinister Six, something does happen to them. Without going into spoiler territory.
Of course.
Because I don't want them to think, oh, does the Sinister Six survive? Or do they die? That's down to whether you guys play the game, because I've gone past that stage anyway.
Would you say there are more side missions in this game, or is it about the same?
It's about the same as Marvel Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Or Marvel Spider-Man PS4. About the same. But there is a lot of challenges. When it comes down to collectibles, stopping crime, spider bots, and there's a lot more for Miles than there is for Peter. That's the best way to put it. There's more missions for Miles than there are for Peter.
Naturally, especially if you're going to prop him up as the new main protagonist. But even despite the rumors, I just don't see it. At the end of the day, I know you want to prop up Miles due to synergy with Spider-Verse, but you're not going to get rid of Peter Parker wholesale. He's going to step back for a bit. Miles will get a bit more spotlight, and then when the next game rolls around, Peter Parker is going to be player 2 side by side, unless you pull an Ultimate Comics and kill Peter off. But that's neither here or there.
Or they do like how Batman Arkham Knight was. Think about it.
Okay, I'm not going to highlight that any further. Nothing against you, Pika. I'm just trying to avoid spoilers out of courtesy. But Craven's characterization wasn't too far off, at least from what I've
Craven-
seen.
Craven's character, I can say, is very well done. Very well done. And you do see Agent Venom in the game.
Oh, Flash Thompson. I'm surprised he's.
No,
Oh,
no. It's not Flash Thompson. I'm not going to say who, but you pretty much can guess who it is.
okay. Okay.
They aren't going to kill off Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I mean, Tevye, if they're going to kill him off, they'll probably do it in the third game. Think about it logically, Tevye. They're going to do an endgame point. That's what Brian Interhart said. They're making an endgame type of video game. The first game, think about it, the first two games was like, Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2 is Miles Morales, basically. Right? Correct?
We're correct. Correct.
Right? Then Spider-Man 2 in the video game world is your Civil War. It's your Civil War. Then what comes after Civil War?
Civil War 2?
No.
Oh, Planet Hulk.
No. Your Endgame type. Infinity War stroke Endgame.
Okay, I thought we were going strictly comics. Like, usually when I think of Civil War, I think of the comics. I do not think of the movie like that, if I'm being completely honest.
That's what Brian Interhart said in an interview with Kind of Funny.
But seriously, I feel like this is the biggest waste potential. Now, please, if someone has actually played the game, let me know if this was referenced in a side mission or any way. But they missed the line. Like, you had all these C and D list villains, and you never say the line from the Spider-Man animated series. Tevi, you know, Taladia, you know which line I'm talking about.
Yes, they don't bring that in, and he's not in the game. Wasted opportunity. Wasted opportunity because he's not appeared in the game. Like,
hopefully he'll be in the DLC. But you 80s and 90s kids, you know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But Pika. No.
He's walking off.
We don't talk about that, Pika. We don't talk about that.
We broke him, guys. We broke him.
Yes, Tavia, that's pretty much the gist of the line.
The reason why I say we don't get to see that moment is a missed opportunity, but there's a reason behind it.
And what's that?
Craven wants his last hunt. Remember? They're taking inspirations from the comics into the video game.
Naturally, when synergy actually incorporates in the main story. Like, okay, I'm not asking for much. Like, we're not like huge super nerds like the series Bible, anything like that. Just make sure it's consistent, make sure it's organic and contextualized. And in this year, not just for superhero, but for movies in general, with the exception of a very small few, have been either mediocre or financial flops, regardless of how an IP is managed. 2023 has just been the year of bad business decisions all across the board.
Yeah, bad business. But I just think, like I said, video game world is currently in a pickle right now.
It is with with some bad blood over the Microsoft trying to, I believe it's Microsoft, correct me if I'm wrong, trying to buy out Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, excuse me. I almost said Mortal Kombat. I wish. Never. NetherRealm is very hit or miss, but basically there's just a lot of bad blood behind the scenes right now. So, and I just don't know where things are going to go from here. I don't know whether we're going to get a course correct, but trends are changing, things are shifting.
Yeah,
So
things are shifting in the video game world. There's still the actors and writer strike still happening. We don't know when that ends. So in terms of Wolverine, some of the other projects from Marvel, they could be a few years out now, give or take.
give or take.
Yeah, give
But
or take.
I know the writer strike was relatively resolved. The actor strike is still ongoing. Do we have any official updates on that?
Yeah, they made their final offer, the studio. Oh yeah, the writer strike's over. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I meant
actor strike.
the actor strike is still going on, and it does affect the video game world.
Because you still need actors to do voiceovers.
Yeah. But like I said, I just think, I mean, they did make an offer, but there's not been a finalized deal yet.
I don't think it's going to go through because people are struggling from the pandemic. Royalties aren't hitting as well as they used to. I'm like, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I've actually remember a She-Hulk showrunner saying he only got he allegedly only got $100, and they wanted more. I'm surprised you even got that much because that episode was
Dog
that
water.
whole show was. That's the cleanest I could say it because I'm trying to respect all audiences here. Now, if you like She-Hulk, that's okay. But from a craft standpoint,
It's yikes. It's yikes.
If I was being objective as humanly possible, like, okay, you put in a lot of effort, and granted, now I want to get the full context here. I'm not just going to badmouth something. I just want to get the clear context. She-Hulk was greenlit around 2016, 2017, where there was just massive social media uproar for certain topics and trends. Trend shift, there's different discourse, social media being an apex of that. So you could argue She-Hulk had just outstayed his welcome or was considered dated as a product by the time it came out during the pandemic. So it was very Ghostbusters 2016, 2017, something like that. And the only other thing, Disney didn't even have that much out that year, really, at least Marvel related. So I wouldn't be surprised they just took a step back and wanted to soft reboot the whole MCU. I'd cut my losses, but that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And Daredevil, go ahead.
It's a mess currently. Anything MCU, DCU, Star Wars, you name it, everything is in the water right now, right? DC is currently going through a turmoil right now. There's a reason behind that, right?
Right.
James Gunn said, "Oh, Creature Commandos is still happening 2024." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because you're not supposed to promote that.
James Gunn is like the Dan Slott of movies. He just can't keep his mouth shut. But let's go for our track record. Let's just wind back the timeline a little bit. The higher ups tried to procure Henry Cavill at least as to keep the Snyderverse as an Elseworld, as a compromise. You squandered that. Then you teased the possibility of Wonder Woman and the majority of the Snyderverse cast being recasted. Opinions aside, then the Flash bombed after you said it was the best movie since the Dark Knight trilogy. Yes. Then Blue Beetle was, well, you couldn't really market the movie because of the writer's strike. So that I'll give you some leeway with Blue Beetle, but not by much. And where we are now, allegedly, based off what Talati is going to tell you in a minute. So you don't really have the best track record in actually guaranteeing long-term investment by the investors. considering the studio interference and corporate sabotage from the previous regime, let's just say the DCU was going to get rebooted regardless, Tevia, but that's a fair point. And me personally, I had not seen the Blue Beetle movie. I just couldn't get around to it while it was in theaters. So I'll have to go to Rotten Tomatoes for any official opinion on it. But I've been talking too long, Talati. Anything you want to say?
All I can say is I don't know what the future holds for DC. Very uncertain. I'm more concerned on the video game spectrum because, like I said, Gotham Knights failed big time.
The game or the show?
The game, of course, the game.
Sorry, man, you walked right into that.
Of course, the
But,
video game. Of course, the video game failed because the higher ups for that game development team left the studio.
Thank you
Patrick
for showing
Redding,
up, Pika.
thank you, Pika. Patrick Redding, Jeff Eleanor, Flair Marty all left the studio, and they were the higher ups at Warner Bros. Games Montreal. Rocksteady, similar thing. You got Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker leaving the studio. And it's like, where does this leave DC? This leaves DC in a bad state. Because we don't know anything about the Wonder Woman game. We don't know anything about what's the update on Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. We don't know what WB Montreal's second game would be. Like, it's all a big question mark. And it's like, why isn't Warner Brothers looking at the bigger picture here, listening to the fans? The fans want a Superman game, the open world Superman game to be precise. Take inspirations from other comics, put it into a video game. People will eat it up. Like, people want a Green Lantern game or Flash game or Justice League game, another Batman Arkham game for that for crying out loud. And people want that, guys. That I can say. People want that. Okay. But like I said, fans want that, guys. Like, they want more Batman Arkham games. But we're not gonna get another Batman Arkham game due to the fact of Kevin Conroy, due to the fact how they're gonna align everything. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Right? Warner Brothers don't know what they're doing. I want a Superman v Qbert game. I don't know what Qbert is, but I do want a Superman game. And just to let you know, Master Sergeant, the Spider-Man review, once I finish the game, I'll be doing a review for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And it'll be public. First it'll go up for members, then it'll be up for normal people who aren't members. Yeah, it still breaks my heart too that Kevin Conroy is gone. Because imagine the amount of stories you could have told between Arkham Knight to Suicide Squad. There could have been easily maybe 2, maybe 3 video games you could have told there. Yes, Master Sergeant, yes. I mean, Master Sergeant, if I'm honest with you, Suicide Squad, I don't know what the case is with that, and I don't know what's going to be the case for some of the other games that I'm expecting. Like, I'm covering Wolverine, I'm covering Black Panther, I'm covering Captain America. I am going to be covering whatever WB Montreal's second game would be. I will be covering all of that. So, if you got, go on.
I'm back. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. What's up, Master Sergeant? Good to see you on the show. And we were robbed.
It's all Warner Brothers. It's all down to Warner Brothers, guys. They don't listen to the fans. They never listen to the fans. And then they expect the fans to eat up microtransactions, game as a service, model games and expect people to be like fine and dandy about it. No,
Consume
no,
product and then get ready to consume next product. I probably butchered that from Red Letter Media, but shout out to them for immortalizing that. But that's just the corporate sphere in general, if I'm being completely honest. And for the past 5 to 7 years, a business is going to play trends. That's just the nature of the beast.
yeah,
But they think they can alienate the main demographic, or what's consistently been the main audience, and think this if they follow this trend, if they double, triple, quadruple down, they'll finally pick up this new audience that's going to fill the void. But you might get some hashtags and some tweets, but nothing. But the bottom line is always profit, and whether this money can actually be for them and their investors. They are not financially supporting you like that. That's just
why,
the reality.
why do you think we got MK1 over Injustice 3? Why do you think? Because Warner Brothers were changing up,
Yep.
and they didn't want to triple down on Injustice. They saw the money on MK11. They're like, okay, why don't we just do MK1? I want you guys to do MK, and you can. And MK1 isn't better than MK11 in terms of sales right now.
Oh, definitely. Especially you already got guest characters like Omni-Man right off the gate. But I still say that it's going to be an Injustice 1 situation where everything's all combined together, and the DLC release, and it's going to get extended to next year. I do not see the DLC premiering the end of 2023. I do not see it.
Well, Omni-Man?
Yeah, for the Omni-Man, for
Omni-Man's coming out Omni-Man's coming out this week.
Oh, well, hey, excuse me then.
Omni-Man is coming out this week, but what I'm trying to say is Warner Brothers doesn't look at the bigger picture here. Superhero fatigue is big right now in the video game world.
To an extent.
Very big in terms of single player driven games. Right?
Right.
There's not many of them. There's only like Marvel Spider-Man 2, you get Marvel's Wolverine, EA Motive's Iron Man game, and the Captain America Black Panther game, and EA's Black Panther game as well from Cliffhanger Games. That's all Marvel. Where's DC? DC have only got Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, nothing else. There's no Superman, there's no Justice League, there's no another Batman Arkham game. It's like, why hasn't Warner Brothers looked at the bigger picture here and be like, why don't we just give our IPs? It would make more sense for them to do Superman now than, let's say, in the next 5 years.
I think they want to test the waters and see what Superman Legacy will do, if there really is an audience. Allegedly, there is a Wonder Woman game in development.
Yeah, there is a Wonder Woman game in development. Not allegedly, it's facts.
Okay, it has been confirmed. Thank you.
It's facts. It's done by Monolith Productions. And Monolith has got more than one game in production, by the way. So that is something I can tell you. So I can tell you that.
If Superman Legacy succeeds. Now, if Superman Legacy succeeds, what would you say would be considered a benchmark to consider it a profit? We don't really know too much about the budget. If I had to get, it has to do better than what Black Adam did, bare minimum.
Like, the thing is, right, if Superman Legacy, I bet it's not simple as the studios doing the games. They need creatives to be interested in it. I bet the industry is scared of doing a Superman game. No, it's nothing like that. It's all about synergy. Synergy, Master Sergeant. There's a reason why they were planning a Superman game back in 2013. When Man of Steel was coming out, they were planning one. It got cancelled because of the fact they made the Arkham engine mandatory, but not anymore.
And Taladia actually has screenshots of what the video game would have at least somewhat looked like. And of course, the Arkham Superman. Okay, the Superman game was not going to be compatible with the Arkham engine. It just wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen. The same with the Suicide Squad game that was going to be done by WB Montreal. And the same thing, like they had Warner Brothers Games Montreal had at least 3 games cancelled. 2 of
Now
them,
that is true. Master Sergeant makes a very good point. Now, even movie directors have gone on the record because Superman is so overpowered. I feel like people misinterpret the nuance that comes with Superman. It's the hope for a better tomorrow. Is that even at our lowest point, we can strive to be better. It's not just about the powers or how badass he can be.
yeah.
There's a very deep philosophical meaning to Superman as a concept. Now, once Superman goes into public domain, all bets are off because I believe the copyright goes into public domain in 2026, 2027, somewhere around there.
No. Well, it's currently at its 85th. So 86, sorry. Last year was its 85th. So no, sorry, this year was its 85th. So in the next 20 years, I'd say, when it's reached 100, then it goes to public domain.
Oh, 2034 will be the public domain.
Yeah, 2034, yeah.
2034. But you gotta understand, this is a completely different generation than what we have with
And-
like Beats.
And Tevye, Rocksteady wasn't going to make a Superman game from the get-go. They already said
weren't.
that. They weren't.
Hmm.
They weren't going to make one. Because there was so much shift in the studio, they weren't even know if they're going to keep Rocksteady around. There was plans of selling the studios off. I know this is like your 170th celebration.
No, I appreciate the conversation. This is a very chill stream. I appreciate the conversation.
But yeah, like Rocksteady weren't pitching a Superman game. The only people that pitched the Superman game was Factor 5, which was done by Brash Entertainment, which was cancelled by Warner Brothers because they didn't back up the studio. WB Montreal because they wanted the Arkham engine in it for not 1 but 2 Superman games, and that was it for Superman. But WB Montreal had a Suicide Squad game which was going to be canon to Arkham Origins. That didn't work out. And they also had the Damian Wayne Batman game, which also was planned, and that didn't work out either.
Well, that one got restructured, salvaged into the Gotham Knights video game, which it wasn't bad. It's just very lackluster.
It was bad to the point where they took out assets for the game, which I have. I know all about the assets, the stuff that was supposed to be in the game, stuff that you guys might be surprised by. We were going to get Damian Wayne Robin. We were going to get Cyborg in the game. We were going to get Titans, Boom Tubes, Daytime Cycle. You know, there was all of that. It was supposed to be a live service game too, and that was taken out.
Honestly, I honestly don't know how we could have lost all of that by the time the main game rolled around.
It's because they delayed the game by a year. It was supposed to come out in 2021, delayed it by 1 year, took out the asset, and basically released it the way it was in 2022.
And I'll probably make a video about why people like / hate Damian Wayne. But still, he's not a bad character. Unlikable, yes. A kid with a lot of angst, definitely.
But nobody wants him as Batman. That was the main point. Nobody wanted him as Batman. That's why they cancelled it, the Damian Wayne Batman game. But when they tried to put him as Robin, they didn't want to even put the effort of putting him in.
Which, based on the story you're telling, wouldn't even be that hard to do. Like, you could already just have Tim be Red Robin and nothing in the overall story changes. You barely had to do anything.
It's like I said, what I'm saying, it's like there's loads of things happening in the gaming world, but let's hope they still got a couple of years before we find out. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, we might find out WB Montreal's second game. But on top of that, we also got Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman game. So we still got a year or two before that releases.
That
Jeez.
we do. And what would you like to see in the first solid Wonder Woman game?
Well, obviously we're gonna get the Shadow Mordor Nemesis system. That's a given.
Okay.
I do want to see some epicness though, like epic dialogue, some references to the movies, especially something like Wonder Woman 2017. Some references to that when she's training. I do want to see that.
Same. I kind of would want more like a kind of what we got with Wonder Woman 2017, where it's really just like World War One, Diana seeing the world for what it is. I feel like in video game form that could be a very decent story with battle mechanics. And again, Wonder Woman, she's not that hard to do. Is that no one really wants to give her the time of day, or no one wants to really know what to do with her? Even the DCAU
No,
had a hard time writing Wonder Woman for the most part.
no, it's not. It's nothing to do with that. It's the fact that they know what they're doing for the video game. It's just because of the writers, because of the actor strike, they don't know what's going to be the case for CGI trailer and stuff. Tevye says, I just really hope don't want more movie tie-in games because Frank, Tevye, sorry to burst your bubble, but
Nature of
that's
the Beast.
it's happening. James Gunn's already confirmed that. It's
And
a bad move. It's a bad
Is it a
move.
bad move?
It is a bad move to do movie tie-in games because it pressurizes the studios to get it out on time for the release of the movie. Why do you think Superman Returns was rushed?
That is true. Not gonna lie, that is true.
The same thing can be said for the Amazing Spider-Man games. Both of them were rushed for the movie release.
I mean, if you're already gonna watch the movie, wouldn't it be better to actually see what the movie does on its own merit and then release the game like a month later or 2 months later?
Yes, that's what I would do. But James Gunn is stating it's going to be connected to the movies, but he still hasn't told us what the gaming division is. I'm going to tweet at him about the gaming division because I want to know. Like, I
Please
really
do.
do. I do want to know. What is the sketch for the DC gaming universe for the future? Besides the Arkham universe and the Injustice universe, what does the DCU game slate would look like? Could you give us an update on that?
You might actually get an answer out of James Gunn, believe it or not, because for some reason DC Studios will not take away his phone. But Tevye makes a good point. It is a very bad idea from the very beginning, plus a recipe for disaster. I feel like the Thor game was going to be bad regardless. I really wouldn't count that as a rush job.
No, the Thor game was bad to a certain degree.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it rushed. I would not call the Thor game rushed. Now, you want an example of a rushed video game, the infamous Sonic 06, because they wanted that game out in time for the franchise's 15-year anniversary. Which, if you've seen the bugs on that game, me personally, I would have delayed that game a year. Me personally. The Green Lantern game was Taladia. You probably a better expert on this than me, but would you say the Green Lantern game was rushed?
The Green Lantern game was changed. It was actually a Justice League game. It was going to be a Justice League game done by well, I can't remember the studio, but the Justice League game was basically tied into Max Miller's Justice League Mortal. But because that got scrapped, they changed it up to Green Lantern because the Green Lantern movie was coming out.
Interesting.
But before the Green Lantern game, there was a Superman game in production, which was the Factor 5 Blue Steel game. And that was a movie tie-in game as well. And because there was no movie to go with it, they decided to change it up a little. Wait, what? That game
I
was
think Justice League Mortal. There were okay. That's basically where you get the whole Nicolas Cage Superman costume from.
no
Oh,
Justice League Mortal was what the fuck? Why did we get it? Well, it's down to Warner Brothers, Tevia. Warner Brothers cancels a lot of products.
except Batwoman apparently, but that's a separate conversation.
Jay, we broke you. We broke you.
But please continue, Taladia.
No, let me like Tevia. I'll post a link in there. Master Sergeant, to answer your question, it comes out next February 2nd, and it's going to be a looter shooter game as a service game.
I'm more sick of the microtransactions than anything, but I think Fortnite just made that a staple at this point.
Yeah, let me just find that game.
And while we're waiting on that, since we ended up being this ended up being a closed panel, let's have some fun. A blazing Q&A. Just type in the chat anything you want to ask me, any questions you have about my channel, what I got coming out, and I'll do my best to answer it. Creative differences definitely ensued, but we'll probably never know the full details on that, Tevia. But again, if you guys have any questions or you just want to mention something specifically, please type it in the chat and I'll be sure to respond.
I found it, and you guys can take a look at that video.
Check it out. Please feel free. And now we're down to our first comment. Nike or Adidas, go. Either or, but if I had to pick one, more of a Nike's guy, not going to lie. Taladia?
I'm an Adidas guy.
Question. I was wondering if you'd like to join me for the Video Game Awards this December.
I already got plans.
I might end up collabing with Taladia on that. We have to discuss it to get the timeline, but if all else fails, I'll probably go it alone or even collab with you, Tevia. I'll keep you posted on that. And what does 170 do for the channel? First of all, the fact that I even got this far is a feat in of itself. But maybe I'll push for 200 before the end of the year, or at the very least 180. But believe it or not, this was actually part of a campaign to get to 175, and I would actually review, if not live stream, Gotham Knights, the TV show, from beginning to end. So, as a treat, I might still do it. As a compromise, I might still do it. And I'm going to make this guy collab with me when we talk about it.
What? What did you say? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I was just saying how you want to watch Gotham Knights again?
No. That's not the question, Jay. This is your punishment.
And that's what you get for slipping, man. But question, will you be doing a commentary on Batwoman?
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
I deserve that.
He
I
will.
deserve that. You got me, Taladia. I'm gonna let you have that. Tell you what, if Taladia collabs with me talking about Gotham Knights, I'll talk about Batwoman. I think that's fair.
That's only if you reach your goal.
Only if I reach my goal. At the very least, 175 or 180 before the end of the year. And we're already at 172 right now. So that shouldn't be, we're almost there.
180. If you get him up to 180, I'll do the collab with him for Gotham Knights. That's
You heard it official, folks. Right here. 180 subscribers. Got the Knights. Yes, it was a personal goal, but I appreciate the support all the same, Master Sergeant. Speaking of animated movies, I was just wondering if you guys have seen Ruby versus
Nope.
Justice League. Nope, I'm not the biggest fan of Ruby myself, but my cousin is, and she was very disappointed by that film. So I'm just not the big. So yeah. By all means, if you guys have the time, feel free to actually mention some more, talk about some more stuff in the comments. I do not mind. But while we're waiting on that, you were trying to screen share something to Ladia?
no. I found the video where the Justice League game, which was cancelled. Let me
So
just
if you
get
got
rid of. Let me get rid of the ad. Get rid
Sure.
of the advert. 1 second.
Sure. All right. What was my favorite comic book as a kid? The book you waited for monthly. Taladia, I'll let you go first on this one.
Mine has to be New 52.
New 52, like a specific title, the New 52,
No,
or
just the New 52 in general has just been great.
now we probably
I
can't play audio due to copyright. We probably can't play audio, but we can mute it.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
Does it have capstones, or is it just?
You can see this was going to be a Justice League game in the same Mad Max director George Miller was going to make.
Nice. Some of the models look rendered from DCU Online, DC Universe Online, believe it or not. For the
Yes,
Xbox. Oh, wait, this was recent.
PS3.
Still, that's only 2 generations. I thought this would be like a late 90s, early 2000s game.
No, it's not that far along actually.
A Superman red and blue skin. Okay, so definitely nod to the late 90s.
Double. There was a Dirty Harry game which was cancelled.
The video didn't go through in the actual live chat. So y'all can't see any of this. Please confirm in the chat if y'all can see this.
Let me see. They can see the video. They can see the video.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And what was my favorite and least favorite event from DC and Marvel? My least favorite would have to be, well, Gotham Knights was just terrible. That's worthy of a video in of itself. But prior to that, I would have to say my least favorite event was City of Bane. If I had to name my least favorites.
See, this is a Justice League game.
Now for my least favorite Marvel, Hydra Cab hands down, or whatever that storyline was called. That's my least favorite by far. Like seriously, this is like very far along. Like using the Matrix games as a base, like these are some pretty decent graphics and gaming mechanics.
Yes, but they cancelled it.
This actually could have worked. I would have loved to play this. Oh, and the concept art.
So you had Sinestro, Green Lantern, Superman, Cyborg, Superman.
You can't go wrong with Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter wasn't playable, but that's his model design.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if still this is a very decent late. I wouldn't be surprised if Vandal Savage would have been in this game. Really go into the whole Legion of Doom aspect of it.
And as you can see, General Zod was in this game too.
Mongol General Zod. I mean, this is a party. Wait, Marv Wolfman was gonna be on this?
Yeah,
We were robbed. Oh, the link itself didn't go through. They might have taken down that video down, Claudia.
no, I'm still able to view it. They can still see it on the stream.
Okay.
So this was the Justice League game.
What could have been? What could have been?
Or could have been, yes, indeed. So what do you got? What do you guys think?
I think Tevi had made his points clear.
Yep. So they changed the Justice League game into a Green Lantern game. You might be getting that, Master Sergeant. We might be getting that.
Oh, if only. If only. I'd prefer that. That'd be a whole barrel of laughs. But
But I think. Go on.
I don't really know what to expect nowadays because with the actor strike, this really is we really are in the transition to like a new stage of consumer content engagement. So I can't really tell you what could go next. I mean, Taladia, what's your take on the situation?
It's tough. It's really is tough right now on the consumer's end because the Marvel films, the new
Oh,
Marvel,
that's gonna be terrible. I already know that's gonna flop.
it's flopping. It's flopping. It's making worse than Flash and Black Adam
Wait,
numbers.
wait. Hold on. What? Hold on. Let me change the banner. You mean to tell me that this movie is even worse than The Flash and Black Adam combined?
In terms of box office numbers, yeah.
Now that's just disappointing. That's not even a bar at that point. Like, now, granted, this is the first week of release. Let's give it some time. Let's give it a couple more days. But I do not see it getting that much higher.
Nope.
Me personally. But that is really saying something. That really goes to show DC, Marvel, the decline of the MCU and the Marvel brand. Because I can remember even Phase 3, you would be like in the $750, $800 million range opening weekend alone. And I believe that the only good Marvel movie we've had so far, or at least post Endgame, was Guardians 3 and Spider-Man No Way Home. If I'm being completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, have they actually revealed the Rotten Tomato scores on the Marvels yet?
Yes.
Oh, this I gotta see. Hold on, Jaladi, I'm gonna go ahead and talk while I pull this up right quick.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, let me just check real quick.
But I do know one thing. Blade will be MCU's second rated R film, joining Deadpool 3.
Nice. No, they have not released it yet. It's still blank. They have not released it yet.
I thought they would have, but it's probably going to make the same as Marvel, Captain Marvel. Do several essentials. Okay, so they haven't agreed to everything yet. SAG after strike. SAG AFTR.
Okay.
They've just tweeted out about it.
Are you able to screen share it?
Yeah, sure. 1 second.
And Master Sergeant, people are just done with these movies right now. The DCEU has been dead, long been a dead franchise, and the MCU is a zombie. Pretty much. I do not see
Can you
anything
see
else
it?
refuting. Oh yeah, I can see it now.
This is what SAG after have said. Dear SAG after members, this morning our negotiation formally responded to AMPTP last and best final offer. Please know every member of our TV/theatrical negotiation committee is determined to secure the right deal and thereby bring the strike to an end responsibly. There are several essentials items which we do not have an agreement, including AI. We'll keep you informed as the event unfolds in solitude and gratitude. So basically, it means it's over.
Yeah, I definitely see a deal in the future. At this point, either take it or leave it. Some people claim that Kevin Feige is leaving Marvel to go to Star Wars. Taladia, have you heard anything solidifying that?
Nope.
Because this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, this is the first time I've heard something like that.
But I've also been fan requested to talk about this. Apparently, South Park recently made a new special called "Joining the Pandaverse," and it's alright. They could have gone a little more. They could have thrown a few pod shots on Bob Iger, in my opinion, if you ask me. But it was alright. I mean, it played the middle. It threw some jokes here and there. Talati, have you seen the special?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil it for you if you decide to watch it.
I'm
But
not interested in it, so you can talk about it if you want.
if you are interested, I highly recommend you watch it on your own time and come to your own conclusions.
Okay.
But I was fan requested, so I might as well bring it up now. So I guess the last thing we should talk about is editorial madness. It's been a while since I brought this one back, but basically, where do you see things like movies, comics, TV shows? If there was any hope you had for the future, what would they be? If you had any hope going on right now,
Any hope?
any hope at all? It could be a specific TV show, it could be a comic book series.
Well, one of my TV shows is coming to an end.
Oh, Superman and Lois, because didn't
Yeah,
they? Yeah,
it's already confirmed that season 4 is the final season of that show.
which was likely, but I think I think they got a reduced episode
It's
count.
it's 10 episodes only.
Okay,
So
still
it's
that's
like
a lot to tell in 10 episodes.
Tevia, I don't know either. It might be over, it might not be. But anyway, I'm just like I'm just sad about the fact that Superman Lois is finishing.
I
Because
am
that
too.
could
I
have
was.
I
Go
would
ahead.
have loved to have seen a season where it's the death of Superman, where you basically get to see Superman dying and the funeral procedures and all of that, right? And
Right.
then season 5 is the reign of the Superman arc. You bring him back, and the finale is basically him assembling a group of heroes.
perfect setup for a Justice League. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. But I think as well, I'm looking forward to the Game Awards because this year it's a big year for the gaming.
Definitely.
The game of the year. The game of the year is going to be really interesting to tell. It's got Mario, it's got Spider-Man, Zelda. There's too many.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to hold you, Master Sergeant. I could tell the CW vibes. It's funded by HBO Max, but CW still has its influence. Superman is always dying. It's like they have no other story to tell or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
what's
my adventure with Superman is next. Yes.
wait, it is getting a second season?
Yeah, and then that's it.
Well, that was already greenlit from the get-go, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised.
Shouldn't be too surprised.
But this was a great conversation and a wonderful, wonderful celebration stream. I couldn't be more grateful. Any final thoughts, Taladia?
Get this guy up to 180. That's what I can say. Get him up to 180. He can do that Batwoman coverage and the Gotham Knight coverage, and he can get to collab with me again. So if you want me to collab with him and you want him to react to Gotham Knights and review it on his channel, subscribe. Subscribe to him as well if you want him to do Batwoman too, because I know there's going to be a huge cringe on that.
You can't break me. I may walk away for a minute, but you cannot break me on camera.
I already know how to break you. It starts with O, ends with Y.
O ends with Y. And by the thank you, Master Sergeant. Thank you. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Master Sergeant. We appreciate you. Yeah. So I tell you what it is?
Sure.
One more day. Or, better yet, we've already done Sins Past with Nick. What about Sins Remembered?
Nope.
Yes,
Nope.
yes. If your face can say it, your face says it, or your face says it.
I am actively refusing to do something. That leaves no impact on me. You threw a pitch. I said no. We're moving on.
No, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbat.
You pushed me to it, man. You pushed me to it.
You think that phases me? I'm smiling, bro. I'm smiling.
Hey, I think it's funny too. But that remains to be seen. Go ahead, Talati. I'll let you finish your final thought.
Just remember, guys, get him up to 2. If he gets him up to 300 subs, he do Sins Remembered. Right? That's the goal. Okay? 300 subs, Sins Remembered. You have to read it on stream. Me, Jared, and Nick will be there for that.
Okay.
If you get up to 300 in the next year or 2.
Thanks for coming on, Tevia. And once again,
and Tevia says, "Uh-oh."
Tevia says, "Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes." So on that note, before we leave, just make sure you follow me on Twitter at @TaladiaPlays_ and check me out on my YouTube plays at Taladia Plays. I will be live streaming tomorrow for some more Thwip Spider-Man gameplay with Jared from Comics League, and then Wednesday's the Super Wonder stream where we'll be covering Lois Lane, evil Lois Lane revealed. So stay tuned for that.
As for me, I'm bringing I have some other video projects in the works, such as Wasted Potential Episode 1, officially kicking off that series. Dynamic Trio, I should say, is officially coming back. I just got a collab with my co-host on that. And some other projects I originally mentioned in my community tab. So just stick around for that. Like, comment, and subscribe, everyone. Good night.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbat.
That time was on purpose.